All right, hello everybody. We've made it to the Plan B hike here, and we're hiking up a wash. Have absolutely no idea what to expect here, but the terrain and the scenery is absolutely beautiful. So come along with us for this walk. It's sure to be an interesting adventure. These volcanic rocks here would be absolutely perfect for petroglyphs. So we're gonna keep our eyes out and see if we can notice any carvings from the ancient peoples. Well, thus far it's been a pretty warm and dry hike, but we must be nearing the pass because the wind has picked up, and getting the sense that we're about to have a change in scenery. We're definitely in a changing ecosystem, because if you look behind me here, you have some pinyon pines up there on the hill. So it's cooler, it's more moist, and it's more habitable for wildlife.
A short time later, we came upon a fence and sign that told us to keep out. The sign looked really old, but the posts were not, and so we respected the warning and kept moving.
All right guys, we have come to the end of that canyon back there. Now we're actually going perpendicular, basically parallel to this mesa that's over here, and we're gonna then end up going down another canyon that looks like it goes all the way back down to where we originally parked and began this hike. So it's been a little bit of a adventurous excursion because we don't know exactly where this is going to lead, but it looks, based on the maps, like there shouldn't be any problems getting to where we're hoping to go. Wow, this hike is really full of surprises. I can't wait to show you what's coming up ahead. Check out this incredible volcanic canyon right in front of us. That's the canyon we're gonna head back down to the trailhead. I was not expecting to come across something like this. This is looking really remarkable. So it's looking like there are some petroglyphs up here after all. Check those out. Bighorn sheep and some other curvilinear style. This almost looks like a bighorn sheep up there. And over here, grinding slick. Down there, there's another place where someone's pounded the rock. There are definitely some petroglyphs that are here that are so faded that you can't really see them anymore. So they've been here for quite some time. And I'm always fascinated by the convergence of time. Here we are in 2025, looking at, rock art that was put here in a time that was quite different from our own. Quite different. Some up there. There were no phones, there was no YouTube, no TV, there was no electric light. There was none of that. There was none of that. The world that these people knew, very different. Looks like a pine cone.
It's common to find sun symbols like this one here, which appears to be accompanied on the rock above by what to me looks like a calendar. Was this how the ancient peoples marked time? Did this calendar tell ancient hunters when the bighorn sheep would migrate through this canyon, so that they could come to this rock blind and wait patiently for their prey to emerge into the wash?
It's hard to know what to say or what to feel when looking at these types of petroglyphs or these ancient markings. You can see here that these rocks have clearly been piled up, probably to make for some kind of hunting blind. Imagine back in the day when there was a lot more water flowing through these canyons, that the bighorn sheep that lived here, other animals, would have frequented this spot. And so people would have hung out behind this cool, interesting rock wall here. That must have taken some time to make. And maybe shot their arrows or, threw their addle. What a different time that was. Wow. And look at this down here. Pretty nice little cutting tool. You can see how sharp that is. That thing would really slice open some meat. People say that the native peoples of this area did not have a written language, but how is this not their written language? We may not understand it, but it definitely served to communicate certain ideas. What kind of animal is that? Definitely not a bighorn sheep. Look at that long neck. Oh man. You know, back in the late Pleistocene, the area would have been much more wet. There were giant sloths. There were, of course, bighorn sheep. There were saber-toothed tigers. There were all sorts of animals, including camels. Is there a possibility that this petroglyph right here dates back to the late Pleistocene era, when the camels still roamed these lands? If so, this is truly a remarkable discovery. All right, guys, this has been quite a day of adventuring in the truest sense of the word for us. It's time now to head back down the canyon behind me, back to our campsite, or back to the trailhead. Look for a place to camp tonight. So thanks for joining us on this episode of Artistic Off-Road. We'll see you next time. We're back. All right, why don't you tell us what's for dinner tonight?
We're having roasted potatoes with Polish sausage, red peppers and onions, with a little cheese on top.
Looks and smells delicious. All right, guys, so I think our plan for hiking up the canyon today may be a bit obfuscated. We were driving along this road that clearly no one comes up, and we encountered something strange. Check this out. Look how the road has been taken over by tumbleweeds. And it looks like it just kind of keeps going. And to be honest, even though I'm sure we could drive through it, no problem, at the same time, these tumbleweeds have really sharp thorns. And as you can see here, it just keeps going and going and going. And I don't know if the road even exists anymore. So. All right, guys, we have a plan B that we're gonna go to, and it's gonna be quite similar to plan A. We've got this canyon that we've been looking at for quite a while, so we're gonna head up in that direction and maybe end up camping up there instead. So it goes to show it's always important to have some kind of, you know, plan B, backup plan, just in case. You never know when you're off-roading and going into the wild.
Thanks for watching this episode of Artistic Off-Road. Please click the like button and subscribe to the channel to join along on future adventures. and we'll see you next time.